Right then, here we are, outside Old Trafford. What is that? It's well hot. It's alright though, innit? There's absolutely no need for that. Right then, we have got some utter madness. Here's an absolute wild one that's come out of nowhere. And am I having it? No, I'm not. But I'll tell you about it. Apparently, after initial discussions between United and Spurs, to them fellas in London, a report from Football Insider says that Spurs would entertain $100 million deal in exchange for 2 first-team players. Is that 100 million and 2 first-team players? Because you're sniffing all the glue, if that's the case. If it's £100 million of first-team players for Harry Kane, now you've got a deal to be had, potentially. And this is apparently after initially wanting 150 million cash money for him. Now, here's the thing. Harry Kane, he's a guy that gets injured. He's a guy that's in his late 20s. He's 29, 28, 29, something like that. I do think he's a good footballer. I don't necessarily know if he's the right thing for United. He would literally occupy the kind of space that Bruno's in. And here's the thing. When you're building football teams, you have to have blends of players. If you picked 11 Messis, right, you'd probably lose every game. Because he's probably not a good keeper. He's certainly not a good centre-half. He might not be a good holding mid, but he'd probably be all right as a fullback, a winger, a striker, an attacking midfielder. But if you had 11 of them, you're probably going to lose against, like, Stoke and that. By the same way, if you have the quintessential Stoke player, big old blockhead, Robert Hoof, right? If you've got 11 Robert Hoofs, you might not concede any goals, but you won't fucking win any games. Football's all about having balance and blend. Harry Kane in the Spurs team, when he's got runners ahead of him, works in as that playmaking role really well. Harry Kane in the England team, where you've already got playmakers, not so fucking much. Harry Kane in Manchester United, where actually we have the penetration and we probably needed a little bit better finishing, if he's got the discipline to stay high, sound. I'm kind of hoping, although Manchester City, I'm hoping it fucks them up if they get him, because he's going to come too deep and not be the fox in the box, Sergio Aguero kind of striker that I think that they need. The thing is with Manchester City, they make so many chances. He'll probably score 35 to 40 goals, even if he's not playing at his most optimal, because they make that many chances. Here's where a bit of data comes in. People know stats are ruining the game, right? But stats are also useful. Harry Kane missed approximately half the season following the Euros last time out and the World Cup last time out. Like 47% or something like that of games. With the way this season's gone, with the way the Euros has gone, if you look at the number of injuries accrued by players that play just in the knockout stages of games, of Euros, or World Cups, international tournaments, if you will. If you look at the number of injuries players pick up just as an average, let alone injury-prone players who've got a record of this, it's significantly higher than those who either don't go to international tournaments or those that only went out in a group stage, which is wild, right? So I would expect the players that featured heavily for England, possibly not Raheem Sterling because he gets rotated at Manchester City, but certainly Harry Kane, especially with his previous track record, he's probably going to be missing for a significant portion of next season. This is why recovery is so important. This is why people talk about, oh, Marcus playing injured. It's legitimate. You have to get your rest and you have to get recuperated and you have to fucking do it properly. It's as simple as that. Do I actually think that United are in for Harry Kane? Not a fucking prayer, do I? Not a prayer. 0 out of 10, innit? I actually do think Manchester City are going to be in for him. And I think he'll probably score shitloads of goals for him. But I'm still not 100% sure that he is the perfect match for them, which I know sounds mad, but those of you that don't fucking eat your own bogies will get it. Right then, here's the one that we knew we were talking about today, Raphael Varane. Romano stated 3 days ago that United are back in talks with Varane. Personal terms have been agreed. Interesting. Sports Witness claim his yearly salary will increase from €8 million to €12 million if he joins United. Madrid's position on price hasn't changed. They're still demanding about €50-60 million. Unbelievable, Jeff. Do it. Jorge Calabre, he is the director of Bernabeu Digital. And he says that Madrid will keep him for one remaining season should United not meet the demanded fee. He also says that Varane could be a United player within the coming days, and it's a decisive week for the transfer. Interesting. This has been... It came out of the gates, didn't it? Like, I remember Ramos, what was it, 2014, 2015? It feels exactly the same sort of thing. And it might be exactly the same sort of thing. I think Ramos was about the same age, actually, about that time. It might be exactly that. But it actually does feel like there's more to it than this, than the Ramos one. This actually feels like this is something United can get done. Real Madrid aren't the Real Madrid that had Cristiano Ronaldo, that had all of these mega stars, that were about to embark on winning, I don't know, like 4 or whatever it was, Champions Leagues. Who cares? Who's counting? It's only more than we've ever won in our history. If it's not the Ramos situation, and it's similar, not the same, right? I think that United have got a real chance here of getting him. I think I'm prepared to move this up to a 6 out of 10. You all know my thoughts on what he's like as a player, what he's going to bring to a partnership with Slabhead. And I think it could really work for United. I think there's really something in this. I'm not going to go too giddy because 6 out of 10 feels about right. Like, it's edging towards the possible, but not yet probable. And I think, like, it's certainly nowhere near done. But the way things move, by the time I'm here next week, we could be talking about 8, maybe even 9. But I think that, do you know, like I've been saying, like, you kind of wanted to hear some stuff? Well, some of that stuff has kind of been coming out, and it feels real. It definitely feels real. So let's say 6 out of 10. Edouard Camavinga, according to the Mirror's sources at the Telegraph. Wait, what the fuck? According to the Mirror's sources at the Telegraph. Listen, you fuckers, we can all buy newspapers. According to my sources. Who's your sources? That's some other fuckers' sources. That's not how it works. Camavinga has concerned United as he prefers a move to España. United have been in contact with his representatives, and a deal could be agreed for 25 to 30 million as he's in his final year. But reports have stated that Barcelona and Real Madrid are interested, but their financial issues are yet to be sorted. Their financial issues are mental. Now, 25 to 30 million euros does seem like plausible, but Barcelona are doing an absolute madness on free transfers. They're doing like some footy manager shit that you have to do when you take over a skint club. And I guess Barcelona aren't skint, but they're skint, aren't they? They're like, oh, £1 billion. Man, that's so scary. Do you know what? When you owe £1 billion, I think you still go out every night, right? I don't think you try and save £1 here or there. Oh, turn that bathroom light off, you're done in there. No, bollocks to that. You're fucking walking on ice, you might as well dance. Anyway, so are they going to sign Camavinga? I think if they went in for him, he absolutely would go. And maybe this is the reset that they need to bring in a lot of young players. Real Madrid are in the exact same situation. A ton of old players. They need some fresh blood that's actually good. Camavinga fits the bill for that. I still think United's interested in him is genuine. I think it's probably 50-50 at this point. If he seemingly, he's playing the market. Whether that's real or whether that's agent-driven and made up, he's seemingly playing the market. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's real, but it's not done. Next up, Kieran Trippier. So I know that United's interest in this guy is genuine and legit. And I know that we made a bid for him. The issue is, United wanted, or what United offered, is not what Atletico wanted. And Atletico was like, you're either paying the money or you can fucking kick rocks, nerds. I think there was a long way apart, and I do believe the player wants to come. Now, this has come from Neil Custis in The Sun. Apparently, he broke the Maguire news 3 weeks early. I'm not sure he did on that, to be honest. A move for Trippier is considered a bit more complicated due to Atletico's resistance in wanting to sell, but he's desperate to return to Manchester, and that's according to the Telegraph. Listen, I think this one is a very straightforward deal. If United pay what they're asking, the problem is what they're paying what they're asking is first choice player money. What United have offered is his backup money. Now, I don't know what his sort of designation within the two squads might be, whether that's first team, whether that's backup, I don't know, right? You can't imagine that United would be buzzing to spend 50 million on Wan-Bissaka and then throw like 8 million on Trippier and have Trippier as your first choice. That doesn't make any sense, does it? So, unless they're prepared to write off the 50 million that they paid for Wan-Bissaka, he's backup, surely. And for all those going, well, you know, politics fucking matters and it plays a part, so you have to take it into account. How fucking bright's that top? I think Trippier is one that we can get done. I think they're still far apart. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. These four, so them three, and the one I'm about to talk about next, I do think that's who United are in for. I actually think that that's who United are trying to get. Now, them trying to get them, and actually them all standing on that pitch over there with the shirts, there's usually a long fucking way. I mean, Jesus Christ, was in for fucking Jason Sanchez for 2 years before we managed to get him over the line. So there's certainly no done deals in this, I don't think. Declan Rice. I think United want Declan Rice. I think that they're looking at the price and going, fuck that noise. Now, obviously, Harry Kane aside, I guess we spoke about Harry Kane as well, but we all know that's a load of old arse, don't we? So if you just looked at these, Varane, Camavinga, Trippier, Rice, even you're going to have to expect some players to go, Lingard, Marshall, possibly, something like that. I mean, we will talk about those in a minute. Potentially Paulo Pogba, even if it's just for a year that he stays. You've improved your 11 there, and I think in a big way. But here's what I'm saying about Rice. So, Sport Bible, I'm saying that West Ham have set a valuation of 80 million on Rice amid interest from United and Chelsea, and I do think that's legit from both angles. He's turned down contract offers from West Ham and would be interested in signing, especially with Champions League football. I think that means moving, especially with Champions League football. Rice is one of the players that's probably elevated himself a little bit on the back of the tournament. I'm not really sure anybody else majorly did. Certainly in the England team. I think you know what you're getting with him. I'm still not convinced he could be the out-and-out holding midfielder on his own. I think he's probably a slight upgrade on what we've got in a sense, but I still think he probably needs something a bit more box-to-box alongside him. I don't think this one's anywhere close to being done yet. I think United do want him, and I think he probably would like to come to United. All right, that was the ins. Here's the outs. First up, Paulo Pogba. United have apparently asked for 50 million for Pogba despite only having a year left on his contract. Yeah, well, fucking Real Madrid want 50 to 60 for Varane. Of course we do. PSG are likely to pay it, which would see a loss, but also a decent fee for a player expected to leave. And they reckon that it could open a door. This is Sport Bible. Could open a door for United to try and sign Harry Kane. Who wrote this? The fucking window cleaner. Honestly, what? 1 + 1 equals shut up your fucking helmet. Pogba to PSG. I mean, shit, man. They're doing an absolute wild one, aren't they? Even Pochettino's going to win some shit with them, with the team that they're assembling him. Fucking me and Andy Tate and Freddie Quinn could win something with them fuckers that he's got. I'm pretty sure Pochettino's at least a level above us. At least a level, I would say. SA Lingardinho, 90 minutes. They're saying Atletico Madrid have emerged as new suitors for Jesse Lingard. This is where some negotiation on the Trippier deal might actually come into play. United need him off the books to help raise funds for Varane and Trippier. Apparently that's going to cost us 68 million as a double swoop. Swoop's only a word that you hear about transfers, isn't it? I didn't swoop to Greggs and get a fucking sausage roll, did I? Even though I did. West Ham said that they're not able to pay the 30 million. 30 million, right? He's worth every fucking penny of it. From fucking Christmas to the end of the season, he was the most informed player in the league. Fact. 30 million, he's fucking well worth it. He thrives in that sort of team, in that sort of system. Well worth it. Pay the fucking money, you dicks. But the possibility of Lingard maybe being exchanged for Trippier, although it's not a deal that has so far been discussed. Makes a lot of sense. They've got something you want, you got something they want. Let's do a little swapsy. Job's a good one. Jesse to Atletico Madrid. I like it. 4 out of 10 though. I don't think there's much in it just yet. And this is Delo, and it's the Mirror using Romano because they don't have any fucking journalists of their own, and they're saying United are in a standoff with AC Milan over Diogo Dalot. And they're saying previous reports state that Milan want him back but only on loan with an option to buy, and that Romano has said Milan have offered the deal to United but they are yet to hear a response. Have you seen how hot it's been? They're out in the fucking park, mate, playing frisbee. Relax, you get your fucking answer. We're just taking advantage of the 3 days of sun we get in Manchester, so fucking chill your beans. Lack of a response could mean to see if United are waiting to see if the Trippier deal goes through, which again is quite sensible, which, fucking hell, actually feels like there's business happening. Maybe it's just a change in perception because it's Murta and Darren Fletcher and not fucking Woodward, but it remains to be seen how all this is going to play off. I mean, let me know in the comments. Actually, the low to Milan, I think 8 out of 10. We just got to get the deal done. It'll happen. That's it from me. Cheers for tuning in. See you in the next one.